Welcome viewers, let's see what's going on in the world of lost AWOL women.
My husband and I have been together for a while. No, I don't think there was any issues in the relationship or marriage whatsoever. I actually thought our life was pretty perfect, but then I decided to talk to one of our mutual friends and one thing led to another. I think I was just really tired of the fact that my husband was constantly working to make sure that we had a roof over our heads and to make sure that everything was paid. And so I just felt very lonely. So I decided that I was just going to message his friend, just like we are friends, nothing else. That was it. And then all of a sudden it just led to something else. I mean, at least I had the balls to actually tell my husband what was going on because I could have kept it from him. I could have just moved on without telling him shit. After I told him, I was very surprised about his reaction because he was not freaking out or panicking. He just said, okay, and then he said he was going to pack his shit and go, but he was also going to take the kids. He was very demure, if I can say that word. Yes, I just thought he was going to accept the fact that I was cheating on him and then we could just move on and, continue with our perfect lives. But no, he instead chose that he wants to actually leave with our kids, and now I'm panicking. My husband is currently packing his bags and also packing our kids' stuff because he is going to leave to another state, all because I cheated on him with a mutual friend.
Well, don't you think that's fair enough? These AWOL lost women think that everything's just going to be swept under the carpet because they've never been put in check. So when they cross major boundaries, sacred boundaries that ought not to be crossed, they think that's just going to go over everybody's head as well. But the shock comes when it doesn't. And people say, no, we're not going to do this anymore, and they get kicked to the curb. Now look at the mindset of this lost AWOL woman. She has absolutely no idea how to navigate herself out of her self-entitlement.
My husband and I have been together for a while. No, I don't think there was any issues in the relationship or marriage whatsoever. I actually thought our life was pretty perfect, but then I decided to talk to one of our mutual friends and one thing led to another.
Okay, so everything was pretty perfect and he probably had the same impression, but hypergamy or resentments, bitternesses, whatever you want to call it, the sinful nature is just not happy with that. They call it female nature. It manifests much more heavily within that, I guess. This is just blatant sinfulness that's going to not appear to cost this woman a lot in her mind. That's how lust works. It deceives. The Bible says lust deceives. So she's deceived herself into believing that speaking to another man or going further than that is not going to have an impact on the mindset of the man that she is married to.
I think I was just really tired of the fact that my husband was constantly working to make sure that we had a roof over our heads and to make sure that everything was paid. And so I just felt very lonely. So I decided that I was just going to message his friend, just like we are friends, nothing.
So she was just tired of the fact that the husband was out working his butt off to keep a roof over their heads, right? And she just got bored or whatever the case might be and decided that his reward for that is for her to start to talk to another man. And this happens every day, guys. These people are very ungrateful. They have no comprehension of the sacrifices that you're making for them to house them and look after them. And so in their selfishnesses and their sinfulnesses and all the other stuff that happens in the mind of a lost AWOL woman, this is a common response. They'll begin to look outside the marriage in reaction to their complaints and the way in which they feel to try and fill that void.
Else, that was it. And then all of a sudden it just led to something else.
Okay, so this is a warning to all of us men. If you're a woman speaking to other men and they've got a habit of doing this, I would shut that down. It's not necessary. If she don't like it, kick her to the curb. Because she's flaunting with the destruction of the relationship. She's flaunting with the ruin of the relationship. And if you allow that, if you take that risk and then all of a sudden she's getting pumped by one of your friends and all the rest of it behind your back, that's on you. There's really no reason for your woman to be emotionally connected to another man. But women want their cake and eat it too, whether it's going to bring things undone or not. And you shouldn't accept that. This woman's got no comprehension really of how this has all gone down. It's all gone down through the deceitfulness of her lust.
I mean, at least I had the balls to actually tell my husband what was going on, because I could have kept it from him. You know, I could have...
Well, a lot of them do until they get caught, but out of conscience, I suppose, she's decided to say something, but it's all too late, isn't it, after the fact? That doesn't justify the wrongdoing. That doesn't justify the destruction that she's caused. As soon as your woman emotionally connects with another man, it's pretty well over at that point, because there's no loyalty in that, is there? That's not building anything positive. Just quickly, some translations on this principle of the sinful nature so that you get an understanding that it's universal. This is what we're born into. You were taught with regard to your former way of life. This is the way of life where there are no rules. This is the lost AWOL mindset. To put off your old self, that's your sinful nature. That's the influence within inside us that works within to bring us down to this woman's fallen for it. Okay, this woman's fallen for this, which is being corrupted by its deceitful lust. She's corrupted the relationship by her deceitful lust. Can you see that? Here's another translation, the New Living Translation of Ephesians 4, verse 22. Throw off your old sinful nature. Well, you have to be aware of it before you can do it. And your former way of life. That's the sort of behavior that this woman's presenting, which is corrupted by lust. It's our lust. So she had a resentment towards her husband for the good that he was doing and the sacrifices he was making for the relationship. She allowed herself to be corrupted by lust, which was towards the mutual friend, and she deceived herself. Lust allowed her to be deceived into an emotional and then physical affair. We'll do one more translation, viewers. Something different for you. If you don't think I'm qualified, you can look at my qualifications behind me. Make your own mind up from there. Here's one, the contemporary English version. A little bit of it's missed out. I can't make it any smaller than that, I don't think, can I? Let's just see what I can do here for you. Now I can't push it across any further. Sorry, I don't know why. But anyway, it says, you were told that your foolish desires will destroy you, and that you must give up your old ways of life with all its habits. Well, this woman wasn't prepared to do that because of she was deceived by lust. She didn't know this wisdom, unfortunately. And this is where she's come undone. Let's continue on. I just want to make you aware that these failings on the behalf of women and men, but we focus on women, is not uncommon. It's not new. It's not some development. It's been going on since the beginning of time. And this is just another classic case of how people go down this matrix and ruin all the good things in their life.
I just moved on without telling him shit. After I told him, I was very surprised about his reaction, because he was not freaking out or panicking. He just said, okay, and then he said he was going to pack his shit and go, but he was also going to take the kids.
The thing about this is, guys, he could see what was coming. He was obviously aware of what was going on. He's practiced the principle of detachment. You have to detach from these people, whether you're married to them or not, relative to the way in which they're treating you. And when someone's going into an affair, be it emotional or physical, that journey will turn them into very difficult people to get on with. You have to realize that. The difficulty of the person that you're in a relationship with is usually relative to some kind of corruption, be it from within themselves or from within themselves and the things that they're doing. And you have to learn the art of detachment. As their behavior deteriorates towards you, you step back. So you come in close when things are parallel. As they start to bend towards evil, you step back. Psychologically, emotionally go, hang on, and begin to detach. Because if they have a collapse like this woman has, it's not going to be as damaging to you.
He was very demure, if I can say that word.
Yeah, he was prepared. He knew what was coming. He knew this woman was self-unaware that she was being deceived by lust, that she was going to corrupt the relationship. He was well prepared. He's obviously had people around him that were also aware of where this woman was headed, the attitude that she had. See, these people, unfortunately, for these modern day sinners, right? It's basically what you can call them, narcissists and all the other stuff. But keep it simple, they're sinners. They become sinful within good things and wreck everything. They're easier to see for the discerning eye. This guy's obviously had some discernment within himself and has prepared himself, and possibly the children as well, for what this woman was going to do. It's not something that happens instantly. It happens over a period of time, and you can see things coming if you stay in your masculine frame.
Yes, I just thought he was going to accept the fact that I was cheating on him, and then
See, that's the ignorance of it all. She thought, this is the deception that she fell into. She thought that he was just going to accept the fact of what she was doing. She deceived herself. This is how lust works, remember? It deceives you. It deceives you into believing that everything's going to be all right. But it's not. It's not all right. She thought that he was just going to accept it. This is the ignorance of sin. One of the strongest words in the ancient catacombs for sin is ignorance. It's directly related to ignorance. Sin makes you ignorant of the evil it's leading you into. Okay? A lot of you people are trying to psychologically work this out. Keep it simple. It's your sinful nature putting it over you, working it over you in such a beautifully evil way that you're not even aware of where it's leading you because it feels so good. That's how sin works. It deceives you.
Just move on and, continue with our perfect lives. But no, he instead chose that he wants to actually leave with our kids, and now I'm panicking.
Okay, so she's ruined herself. She thought that he was going to continue on with their perfect lives. Now, to her, if you put it in context, guys, the perfect life was to have your cake and eat it too. Because she was having an affair while she was married. That to her, that was her perfect life. But you look at it from where he was standing, that's not a perfect life. That's an absolute nightmare. That's a woman gone astray. Okay, the principle of the sinful nature is all we have gone astray, we've gone everyone to our own way. That's the ignorance of it. That's the cleverness of sin. That's the cleverness of narcissism. But when it's, see, I say narcissism, but it's really not. It's just sinfulness. She's just gone sinful. And she's destroyed everything around her, completely unaware, and now she's in a panic. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Don't you panic. Be like this guy. Disconnect. Detach according to their behavior. Once they start to play up, you, with determination, emotionally begin to detach, to protect yourself. And if she goes down the gurgler and is not going to come around, is not going to stay in check, when she brings everything to the ground, because the Bible says in Proverbs 14:1, ancient wisdom, guys, the wise woman builds her house. But the foolish woman, as we see in this classic example, brings it down with her hands, with her behavior, through her sinful nature. See you on the next one, guys. Stay wise. Don't let them beat you. Bye.